better back it up. Chicken yeah, chicken yeah. What's up? What's up? What's up? Chicken yeah, you better chicken yeah, chicken yeah, chicken yeah. What's up? What's up? What's up? Exactly.
Book of Proverbs, chapter 21, verse 9. Better to dwell in a corner of the housetop than with a brawling or contentious wife or woman in a wide or broad house. Book of Proverbs, chapter 7, verse 10. And behold, there met him a woman. She is loud and stubborn, and her feet abide not in her house. In Proverbs chapter 7, verse 10 and 11, verse 19 states that this loud, argumentative, and contentious woman is a man's wife. Proverbs 7:19, she is loud and she never stays home. Ecclesiasticus or Sirach, chapter 25, verse 16. I would rather dwell with a lion and a dragon than to keep house with a wicked, a contentious, a loud, a argumentative woman. All wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman. The fire and the worms are not so grievous, and he that is grieved with her shall be an inheritor of the wind, and the fool shall be a servant to her. Two spirits, two destinies, the choice is yours. Let me share this with you.
White girls who are sitting at their graduation engaged. And the question came up, well, why is there not the reality for black women? I know y'all not gonna like what I gotta say, but you know me, I'm gonna say it anyways. First and foremost, black women are above reproach. If it don't validate us or excuse our bad behavior, we don't want to hear it. Instead, we'll say, well, men do it too. Secondly, we'll find every excuse in the
The weight of what we have to carry as black women is too heavy to carry by ourselves, and we are not doing a good job at carrying it. The adequate time to do things that we need to. If we had someone there with us, we would be able to utilize more time, and then they'd be able to hold us accountable. It would just be better. The majority of us are overweight. The more educated we are as women, the higher paying jobs and careers that we have, the more likely we are to be more depressed than we've ever been. People in general, but especially
black women respect black men?
No. Most black women don't even respect their black daddies. Start there.
Where does that stem from? Does that stem from
the absence of their father? And it stems from the absence of their father and the words of their mother. I'm gonna say it again. You asked me, where does it stem from? It stems from the absence of their father, who don't have a voice, and the words of their mother. The words of their mother shape the respect that they have for their father because he's absent. Remember the movie The Butler? And Oprah Winfrey slapped that nigga and said, you're gonna respect your father in my house.
Now everybody just sit down.
I'm sorry, Mr. Butler. I didn't mean to make fun of your hero.
Get out of this house.
Remember that?
Yeah.
The absence of the father, but the words of the mother says, you're gonna respect this man in my house. Daddy wasn't there. The words of the mother, huh?
People in general, but especially black men, understood that a lot of the times our anxiety as black women shows up as irritation or aggression, but we are not necessarily angry. We never really get that pass to be like, you hear about white women tears, but when a black woman cries, she's looking for sympathy. When a black woman is irritated or has an anxiety or is overwhelmed or is overstimulated, she's with an attitude. When a black woman needs help, she doesn't get help. So when we go out and get the help that we need to get, then we're too masculine and we shouldn't have done it anyway. And we need to depend on the same men that say that we're not desirable. So I wish we, as a culture, dived more into the mental health.
Man leaves the black family, abandons his woman and children, won't take care of the children, won't work, stays out all night, turns into a drunk, takes drugs. We've heard a lot of negative things. Most of them are true. But I wanted to find out what happens before he gets to that point. What leads up to the breakdown? We've never gone back to try to find out what happens in the relationship between the black man and a black woman that makes him go off and do all of these bad things. To assume that this is just normal, natural behavior for black men would be to assume that he is naturally bad. And I do not believe that the man that God gave to us as a mate is a naturally bad person. And so I wanted to try to examine what goes on with him. What's his side of the story?
The good black woman has self-respect. She don't have to go out naked just to get the attention of a man. I have sisters all over the country, and they come up to me after the lectures, and they'll be talking to me, and they'll say, well, you know, all he think about is sex. All he think about is my body. I say, why don't you show him something else? And then here's the really good one. They'll come up and they'll have a weave. They have on false eyelashes, another whole face, false fingernails, and all of that. And then they'll say, but I'm looking for a real man.
Woman's disrespect and rebellion against the leadership and the authority of the black man is a direct cause of the breakdown in the black family structure. It's not an attack on us as black women. It's just saying that in the breakdown of any relationship, both parties have to take responsibility. And as black women, we have been protected and insulated from any kind of examination about what our share of the responsibility is in the breakdown of the black family. My book represents the first platform, certainly, that the black man has ever had to air his grievances about the black woman, because no one would ever listen to him.
It's all kind of nonsense that we cannot dig up out of it until we give them their God back. We can't do it. It's just impossible. You can't hold on to everything that they stand for and then say you're going to make a change, because everything that they stand for is designed to destroy us.
And using our standards based on their standards, I think is also a big...
Because they're not the same. They're not the same. Your nature's not the same as his. We keep pretending that they're human and have the natural feelings of sympathy and everything. They don't have none of that. It's not in them. You have it in you. Nobody never saved nobody but you. And you have been beat down and so discouraged that it's very difficult. But I want you to know that you will be the winner. You are the original man. God didn't make everybody and then make you. He made you first, and everybody was modeled after you on some level. Just demonstrates that we are not as different as we like to think that we are. So what I'm going to go over real brief right now is what the attributes are of the good black woman. Since she's not on television, we may not recognize her. Okay. Now, the good black woman has 7 attributes, and then I'm going to explain to you how to utilize those in your day-to-day life. The good black woman has self-discipline, courteousness, cheerfulness, self-respect, intelligence, cleanliness, and love. Now, we've heard that terminology. You know, it's like one of those where they tell you pull yourself up by your own bootstraps. What do that mean? You know, how can I make that functional in my day-to-day life to benefit me as a practice? It sounds like all theory. Where's the practicum? What do I do? The good black woman has self-discipline. That's self-control. Let me make that real for you, sisters. We can start with our mouth. The good black woman can control her mouth. She don't have to say everything that comes up. It's okay if he get the last word sometime. You know, she don't cuss in public. And she works on not cussing in private. She don't tear a man down with her mouth, because they can't out-argue us. Can't nobody out-argue us. Tear a man down with her mouth, because they can't out-argue us. Can't nobody out-argue us. I have charged that we nag our men too much. We keep our men's head tied up so much with our petty grievances about our personal relationship that he don't have time to think and plan for our future. Because he got to deal with what's going to happen with us every day. You know, it's real odd. When the black man come home, he almost have to do a wind test or stick his toe in the door. He don't know what's waiting. He don't know who in there today. He possibility that there's some kind of new monster that he didn't even know about yesterday. Be so vicious with our mouth. You know, men are not petty like that. They're not going to out-argue us. And it has been proven that verbal abuse is just as harmful as physical abuse. So let's not use our mouth to do that to him. The good black, those kind of emotions have kept us from growing, because anything we don't like, we just reject that and say, well, I don't believe that. That don't mean that it's not the truth. It just makes you a disbeliever. The good black woman practices non-possessive loving. Now, y'all know that's a hard one. Now, envy is wanting what someone else has. And jealousy, of course, is just selfishness. Non-possessive loving is not an easy one for us to practice. And, of course, I have a lot of sisters and some brothers who are in disagreement with me saying that. But the actual fact is that our men are outnumbered about 5 to 1. And nature is going to require that the men take responsibility for more than one woman and her children. Most of our men have children by more than one woman anyway. So I don't know why that was such a surprise, allegedly, when I said that. The black man has not been waiting on me to tell him he could have more than one woman. You know, I'm in agreement with the rest of y'all. I don't think he should do that, but I feel like you did. There are some things perhaps about the nature of our man that we have been given some definitions about that are not true. There are some things he can do that we call him a dog. We do not have the same capabilities as a man. I am not talking about fornication and adultery. That's something else. I'm talking about actual responsibility of fatherhood and husbandhood of another family. That's quite different from fornication and adultery. We don't have the same capabilities of them. That's right. A man can have 2 homes, 2 sets of in-laws. He can eat dinner at 2 houses, 2 sets of children, 2 garages, 2 separate sets of friends attached to that woman. He can have all of that. We can't do that. We can't cook dinner at 2 houses. We can't sleep with one man 4 nights a week and another one 3. Ain't no man gonna agree with that.
Or Ecclesiasticus chapter 26. Baruch is the man that have a virtuous Isha wife. The number of his days shall be doubled. A virtuous and wise woman rejoiceth her husband, and he shall fulfill the years of his life. A silent and loving woman is the gift of Yahuwah. There is nothing so precious in his sight. The heart of her husband doeth safely trust in her. She will do him good and not evil all the days of her life. A wicked woman is an abomination to her husband. She is as a drop of venom in his spirit. Choose wisely. 2 spirits, 2 destinations. The choice is yours. Elder signing off. Until much time, much love and respect to all. There is so much more to come. Stay tuned. Much love and respect. Shalom.